In the cozy town of Meadowbrook, where sunflower fields stretched like golden carpets and the river sang lullabies to the willows, lived a 72-year-old woman named Violet. Her little bungalow sat on a hill, its porch creaking under the weight of potted geraniums and faded rocking chairs. Violet had twinkling brown eyes that hid a quiet sadness, and her curly gray hair was often tucked under a colorful headscarf. She wore aprons stained with flour from baking pies, her hands nimble from years of crafting. Her husband, George, had been her sunshine, a jolly storyteller who could make anyone laugh with his silly jokes. They had shared 48 years of giggles, dances in the kitchen, and raising their granddaughter, Lily, after her parents' tragic accident. George had passed 3 years ago from a gentle heart failure, leaving Violet in a home that felt like a stage without its star. Lily, now 25 and working in the city as a teacher, called every weekend, but the bungalow echoed with emptiness. Violet's days were a soft rhythm, waking to birdsong, brewing tea, and tending her garden. She missed George's humor most, the way he'd hide behind curtains to surprise her or tell punny tales at dinner. "Laughter is the best glue for hearts," he'd say. To cope, Violet watched old comedy shows on her tablet, chuckling alone. But loneliness gnawed, making her wonder if joy had left with George. One sunny afternoon in early summer, as Violet folded laundry in the living room, she heard a rustle from the blanket pile on the couch. Thinking it was the wind, she ignored it. But then came a tiny mew. Peeling back a quilt, she found a fluffy orange kitten, no bigger than a muffin, with wide green eyes and a pink nose. It was curled up, hiding as if playing a game. "Oh, you sneaky little thing!" Violet exclaimed, laughing for the first time in days. The kitten popped out, batting at her fingers playfully. It had no collar, just a speck of dirt on its fur. Violet's heart warmed. She hadn't had a pet since her youth. "You can stay, Hider," she named it, after its blanket trick. Hider became Violet's spark. The kitten hid everywhere, in socks, under pillows, even in her slippers, popping out with meows that made Violet giggle. Violet paused the stream, heart pounding. The note was George's handwriting. "My Violet, if you're reading this, know I hid laughs for rainy days." Attached was a list of jokes and a tiny key. Suspense built. What did it unlock? Viewers messaged, "What's happening?" Violet ended the stream, hands trembling. The key fit a locked drawer in George's old desk. Inside, more notes, photos, and a videotape labeled, "For When You Need Me." Playing it, George's face appeared, telling jokes, sharing love. "I knew you'd find this with help. Maybe a furry friend." Tears flowed. How did he know? Twist, George had rescued strays before, hiding notes for future adventures. But deeper, the tape revealed George had planned a comedy show for the town, unfinished due to illness. "Finish it for me, love." Inspired, Violet turned her channel into a virtual show, inviting guests. But suspense peaked when a woman commented, "That's my kitten, Pumpkin. Lost months ago."